Oh, well. There you are. So, we're happy to be here, Dr. Frost and I. Thank you for coming. I told the kids, 4 o'clock on a Thursday, everybody's going to be going to get supper. They're not going to come to the concert. So, thank you for showing up and then going to supper. Okay. So, we're here to show you, but I forgot to tell you, I forgot to put in the bulletin or our flyer that this is interactive. So, everybody's got to participate. Okay. Dr. Frost, I may ask you questions. We expect you to ask us questions. Nobody wants to see two guys stand up here and just lecture for 50 minutes. If they're going to fall asleep, I mean, that's going to hurt our feelings. So, we're going to go ahead and hope that you will ask questions because we're all in this. All I am is the moderator. All he is the moderator. And the kids are going to perform for you a couple other numbers, but we're all here to find out more about percussion ensembles. So first off, I have to take a survey. How many of you are here that are here have percussion ensembles already? Okay. How many of you have percussion ensembles just for the contest season? How many of you have it year round? Wow. I didn't think I'd even get 2. That's great. Okay. How many are here because a crazy clarinet player thinks he knows something about percussion? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. You know, I thought, what are those directors going to think about when a clarinet player doesn't know his clarinet? I'm trying to teach you about percussion. Nobody's going to show up because I don't know anything. So that's why I invited this gentleman here from UNI. And believe it or not, Dr. Frost was a former student of mine. And believe it or not, he's still in music after being my student for 4 years or for 7 years, whatever it was. And so we're here to give you ideas about percussion ensemble. If you've not ever had a percussion ensemble, it is worth your time. Is it extra work? By all means, it's extra work. You know, because I know everybody's schedule is busy. You're sitting there thinking, you know, how am I going to have percussion ensemble? I can barely have band practice. When am I going to have percussion ensemble? You know, I'll be honest with you. 6:30 in the morning, we practice. 6:30 in the morning. Now, you might have a different time that you can get yours worked in, but that's when we practice ours. You know, very few times do we find that sports goes that early in the morning. So we go at 6:30 in the morning, don't have to worry about the afternoon. Don't have to worry about once in a while we'll have an evening rehearsal, but most of the time it's in the morning. Are they asleep when they come? Yeah, they're asleep. Do some, like a couple days ago, come in pajamas? Yes. But that was only because it's Teacher Appreciation Week, and that's what I don't understand. It's Teacher Appreciation Week, but the kids get to do the things. Well, they came in pajamas, and I thought, yeah, that's typical for our rehearsals. So I just hope that they don't expect to do that all the time. So anyway, how many of you have students that by the time they get to 6th grade, 7th grade, get a little lethargic on their instruments and maybe want to switch? Okay. I'm probably not the only one, but I've got kids that when they reach 6th grade to 7th grade, you know, the instrument gets a little old. You know, you still want them to play that instrument, and they actually still want to play the instrument, but they want to investigate something else. So several years ago, I just decided I would start percussion ensemble. Several meaning, yeah, 28 years ago, I decided to have a percussion ensemble. And at that time, I had one beat up, as we call it, old blue bass drum. We had a old xylophone, who Dr. Frost has now, and I don't know why he would want it, but he wants it, so I'm giving it to him. So anyway, so we had that, and we had 2 snare drums that I don't think ever stayed in tune, and we had 3 Ludwig timpani that the pedals wouldn't work. But we had percussion ensemble. And we went to contest, and the kids really enjoyed it back then. So then I told them that they needed to do some fundraising. If we were going to make this a serious thing and they really wanted to do it, we were going to do some fundraising to get some money. So long story short, we were able to get this percussion equipment through some donations and stuff. And I know a lot of you are out there thinking, well, how are we going to get donations? And that's a rare thing to have happen, is donations coming through. But we were lucky enough to do that. So as you're sitting there looking at all of this is all ours. We haven't stolen it from anybody. We haven't borrowed from IBARD because they were rehearsing before us. We haven't threatened any directors in the area saying we need your equipment so we can look good or something like that. This all is ours. It's not great because we also take it, we also take it out on the football field for games and stuff like that, and we do field marching like a lot of you guys do. And so it's wear and tear, and some of them are in bad shape, but we still do percussion ensemble. And one of the advantages of doing percussion ensemble is it teaches the kids a lot about rhythm. And how many of you, and I'm sure you know this, how many of you look in your lesson book, whether it's Band Today or whether it's Essential Elements, and that which is what I use, and you got to get into book 2 before they get into 16th notes. Mm-hmm. They don't get into 16th notes till book 2. Page probably 6 or 7 of any percussion method, and they're doing 16th notes, they're doing dotted 8th followed by 16th, and they're getting into all that tricky rhythms. So I found out very quickly that my band, counting-wise, and just overall improved immensely because of percussion ensemble. And like I said before, is it a lot of work to get it going? Yes, it is. And it's a lot of work to keep it going, but it's worth it because my kids have improved so much more because you learn not only rhythms, but you learn so much more about percussion itself. How many of you have taken band pieces that you really want to do because, man, they sound good? Go to the J.W. Pepper website and listen to this piece. Man, I'm going to do it. Oh, but look at all this percussion. And I don't even understand half of the percussion that they want. You know, I learned more about percussion because of having a percussion ensemble, opera gongs, log drums. I never thought that I would own any of that stuff. You know, and I know when it comes across the administration, so maybe I did steal some of these. But anyway, when you look at some of those scores and you go and you know, I really want to do this piece. I really want to do this piece. So you fill out a purchase order and it goes across the administrator's desk and he goes, "You don't want some log drum? Why doesn't he just go out and chop down a tree and make it?" You know, can't happen. But a lot of you, seriously, I'm sure will look at a score. We were getting ready to do, how many of you are familiar with Africa Ceremony, Song, and Ritual? How much percussion is in that piece? Most of it's common percussion, but it's a lot of percussion. I don't know about you, but in the band my size, we don't have that many percussion. So by having a percussion ensemble, if you have a section of your band that is blessed with more than one person in it, and you can expend them off of their part, they can go back and play percussion. You don't have to do any training. It's already trained. So that's one of the advantages of having a percussion ensemble. But I have learned more about percussion by having this percussion ensemble. Terminology-wise, instrument-wise, and 3/4 of the time I'm emailing him to find out, you know, what's this? How do you play it? He'll go, and he'll tell me how it's done. So anyway, you know, there's so many different things. And I've given you some examples. One example, we were actually going to play this first example, Duende by Perez. I put just a very tiny example of the rhythm from this mallet ensemble. You listen to it on J.W. Pepper website. It is absolutely the coolest sounding piece. So I was going to do it with my group. Purchased it from J.W. Pepper, passed it out. Kids were going, "You got raised." First off, 3 sharps, and then the rhythm on top of that is in bad shape. I guess I'm going to have to go. Well, anyway, you know, we actually did break it down, divide it up, figure out where the beats fell, We haven't played it yet. That'll come maybe in 2025. But anyway, you know, it's one of those deals where they learn so much about Tricky County. Another example is a simple part from Spiritus. I'm sure some of you that have percussion ensembles have played Spiritus. Moderately easy piece, but a heck of a simple part. I mean, it's played on the stand, on a music stand. And you've got to be able to do that type of rhythm. Now, for you sitting there going, that's not that hard. No, but I'm talking high school kids. And I'm talking middle school kids in this group too. I'm talking middle school kids. So it's strengthening our band from clear down in the middle school ranges. So how many of you are middle school in this group? Wow. And they are doing the job too. So in other words, when they get into the high school band, and most of them are in the high school band, when they get there, they know exactly, you know, they won't admit it, but they do know how to count and so forth. Knowledge of instruments, like I said, is a big plus for having a percussion ensemble. Plus, like I said, it just seems like once I started the percussion ensembles, the kids' demeanor just changed immediately. You know, I can have brass choir before contest. I can have woodwind choir, and half of the groups will show up, unless it's a week before contest. But percussion ensemble at 6:30 in the morning gets a good amount, and that tells me that they care about that group enough that they get there, and it's fun to do. If it's fun, they're going to show up. So some other thing is some resources. We've got some resources over here that you can take off the tables for finding out instruments and so forth for percussion ensembles and so forth. What I think we're going to do now is one of the major pluses of having a percussion ensemble, if you're acquainted with somebody and know somebody that can solo with the group. We've learned a lot by soloing with Dr. Frost, and he was willing to come in several times at 6:30 in the morning and practice with us on this one piece, and the kids have learned a lot. So anytime, and I'm sure some of you have had guests come in and perform with your band, it's an invaluable resource. We've learned more just because when there's something that goes wrong in the group, he just turns around and fixes it. I always tell the kids, I'll get back to you. He can just turn around and fix it. So we've learned so much in a short amount of time by him soloing with us. So I think what we're going to do now is bring him up here, and we're going to show you what it's like to work with a real professional. So we're going to invite Dr. Frost to join us for a piece called Leander. He's going to talk to you a little bit about the piece.
I'm going to say a few things to kind of dovetail and add to what Myron mentioned about the rhythmic aspects. Even at university level, at UNI, we have our concert percussion ensemble, which is largely our percussion majors, but then we also have our winter drum line. We have Japanese taiko or West African ensemble. A lot of those are either non-music majors or some percussion majors or other instrumentalists, clarinet, register, vocalists. And other faculty have come to me and said how they've noticed an increase in improvement in their rhythmic awareness and internalization, things on those lines, because naturally percussion is very physical. There's much more of an internalization. So to kind of dovetail and support what Myron said about that is very big benefit of the percussion ensemble. Also, percussion ensemble gives the students a little more of an in-depth challenge. Okay, when there is the wind ensemble or orchestra, sometimes the parts aren't as active, whereas in percussion ensemble, there's much more of a soloistic role that the students can take. Not to say that they're not solo in the concert band or symphonic band, because there are only one triangle player, one bass drum player, things on those lines, but it's a great way. Also, as you noticed, other than this piece, the first piece and then the last piece are not directed. So it's a great chamber ensemble as well. The students can also start to kind of work on communication and listening and thinking about exploring different textures and things on those lines. So just I want to kind of add a few things before we go into the next piece. But Leanda is a guitar work that basically is arranged for percussion ensemble, and I'd just like to thank Mr. Makita and the group for the opportunity. Mr. Makita told me about this and he said, hey, we should do something together. Great. great opportunity, and I thank all the students for all their work as well, so hope you enjoyed the band.